Hi guys, I'm back today with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch. I have a few cards to go over with you guys today. The first one is Reinforcement of the Army coming out of Gold Series 2008. I've noticed that these older 2008 and 2009 Gold Series is starting to trend up, and this is one of my pickups that I've been coming on here and ordering. I think I got 4 or 5 copies. I didn't go too crazy on it, but as you can see, there's one near mint left for $3.50, and then it quickly goes to $6, and then 10 bottoms out around 10. It's just a quick pickup that is probably going to go up to 10. I'd say relatively in a quick time frame. The next card I have to go over is Skullmeister, super rare, coming out of Code of the Duelist. This card was seeing play for a while, about maybe 1 or 2 formats ago, and I haven't seen it being played too much recently, but it's definitely a card that you want to pick up. But after this got reprinted, it went down to $1 or $2, and I picked up a couple of play sets. Now it's starting to trend back up around $3, but before it got reprinted, it was like $6, $7. So if this ever comes back as a tech choice in the metagame, this will definitely trend up towards 5 or 6 again. And I would just say it's one of the best versions to have other than the collector's rare, just because it's a relatively low investment. And I mean, it's better than having the rare. So I would pick these up, or if you want to go cheaper, I'd pick up the rares, because I think it could trend up in price similarly to what Cyframe Gear Gamma did when it went from like 50 cents to $6. I think right now the rare Skullmeister is around 50 to 60 cents. So I would look at that as well. The next thing I want to go over is the Pot of Desires Ultra Rare coming out of the 2017 Mega Tins. We talked about this a day or 2 ago, and I think it was around $4 or $5 for a near mint. And now it's around $6.50, and then it bottoms out to around $7.50. I wouldn't be picking them up for $7.50 just because I think the price ceiling is probably going to be $10 to $14. So there's not a whole lot of profit left. Hopefully you got them when I mentioned them a couple of days ago. If you didn't, you kind of out of luck. But if you still want to get Pot of Desires, I would just go for the Secret Rare, the Ultimate Rare at this point, unless you just want to have this to play with, because I think it's already shot up too much in price. You can maybe get this $5.75 here for 2. That's not bad, but I think they were like $3 when I picked them up a couple of weeks ago. So it's already seen a pretty big price increase. So just keep your eye on this if you did pick it up, because it probably will trend up towards $7 or $8, because it is starting to see a little bit more play now. The next card I wanted to go over is the Pot of Desires Collector Rare. I know a day or 2 ago when I mentioned Pot of Desires, I completely forgot that it had a collector rare version coming out of Toon Chaos. I would definitely not pick this card up, just because I know it's Toon Chaos and people do love that set. But the near mint's going for around 65, and let's see what the first stead's going for. The first stead's going for around 105. So get the Ultimate Rare. To me, that's the highest rarity. I wouldn't worry about this collector rare. I'd go for the Ultimate Rare if you're going to spend this kind of money. It's cheaper for one, and definitely don't pick up an unlimited. That's just a bad decision. The next card I wanted to go over was Synchro Overtake. I also talked about this earlier. It's around $13 now, and I would still just continue to keep your eye on this card, because I saw on TCG Players like top 10 list of sales this week. This was on there as like I think like number 8 or 7. So people are buying the hell out of this card. So I would keep your eye on this and try to pick it up around that $11 range. Yeah, I mean, as you can see here, it's play sets are leaving. So keep your eye on this and try to pick this up if you can. I think it's a great investment, especially with all the synchro stuff coming out. The next card I want to go over is Lifeless Leaffish, Ultra Rare, coming out of Rise of the Duelist. So I wouldn't pick this card up right this moment. We should wait and see if the Megatins reprint it. But if you want to pick it up, it's under $1. So, I mean, I don't think the Megatins are going to affect it too much. But seeing as Rise of the Duelist is really hard to come by, that to me is reason enough to pick up cards in this set once the Megatins drop. but this card is extremely good for a fish archetype. Right now, there's no mentionable fish archetype that's doing good, but I can see down in the future, maybe they print a fish archetype that is pretty decent. This card would definitely see play. I mean, it's basically your Foolish Burial, and you get a draw. So just keep your eye on this card. The next card I want to go over is Power Giant, Ultimate Rare, coming out of Star Strike Blast. Star Strike Blast is pretty old. I think it was 2010 when it was printed, or 2011, but it never got an unlimited wave. It only had the first edition box. So these cards are pretty hard to come by. I would kind of compare it to like Rise of the Duelist. But this card is a super good extender. I don't know if you've ever read this card before, but it's level 6. And it says you can send one level 4 lower monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand, and decrease this card's level by the level of that monster. If this card attacks or is attacked until the end of the damage step, any effect damage you take becomes 0. So I can see this card being useful in pretty much Synchro or Xyz, or even Lynx if you wanted. But I think probably Xyz has like the most potential, just because if you're playing a rank 3 deck, like say PK Fire, you could send a level 3 from your hand and special summon this, and this becomes a level 3. That's like the first idea that pops in my head, but I'm sure there's other ways you can use it. But super old card. It looks really good. I have 3 copies of this, and it has, I mentioned it on the buyout Facebook page, and I think a bunch of people bought into it after that, because right now the lightly played first edition is $730, but the near mint's about twice that. Let's see. So yeah, it's around $14 for a near mint. I picked up 3 near mints and they were like $5 each, like only like 2 weeks ago. So this card's definitely shot up in price. I think if you're gonna buy it, I would maybe wait until you can find a near mint for around $8 to $10, or just buy a light play. But if you're buying a light play, make sure you buy it from somebody that's a trusted seller. And what I mean by that is, like, of course, all these ones that I have pulled up are all Gold Star sellers, but if you're buying from somebody that has a 99.8, I've seen a lot of times they'll send you a lightly played that looks like a moderately played. So go for someone that has 100%. For light plays. That's just my general rule of thumb for light plays, because some people like to send mod play cards. The next card I want to go over, let's see, do I have any more? Oh yeah, Speed Duel Battle City Box. So I'm going to talk about the set as a whole and all the cards in it. So if you're at your locals and you see these boxes laying around for $30, which is the MSRP, definitely pick it up, because I found one at my locals in Atlanta, and they sold it to me for $30. And I think right now the seal's going for like $55 to $60. Yeah, it's around 55 to 60. This is a good buy, just because it's pretty much got like high rated GOAT cards printed all in one box. Like Nobleman across out, I play in GOAT, Jinzo, Breaker, the Magical Warrior, and Air Knight Parshath. But it's also just got like higher rarity versions of cards that I haven't seen this high rarity of printing in a while, like Reinforcement of the Army. Now it has a collector's rare, of course, but even still, this is a great version to pick up. But yeah, if you can't find the boxes for 30, I wouldn't buy them at 55. I mean, unless you want to hold on to it for a very long time. I think it will shoot up in price, a couple years down the road, but it's going to be sitting on it for a while. I plan on sitting on my box for probably over a year. But there's definitely some great singles to pick up in here as well, like the Dark Paladin, Secret Rare. Pick up the Nobleman of Crossout, Cosmic Cyclone, of course. The Foolish Burial looks really good. I have the Legendary Collection Secret Rare Foolish Burial, and while I do like that, the foiling is not the greatest on it. There's not a lot of secret foiling on it. So I think I actually like this version better. Also, I have this Breaker, and it looks insanely good. But I do want to get the original print at some point, but just not trying to spend that kind of money right this second. But eventually I will get that. Other cards in here, like Buster Blader Secret Rare, are pretty good to pick up as well. Actually, I might even pick up a Lost Wind. I don't think that'll see play in a while though, but I do like Lost Wind. I used to play it a lot. But yeah, that's all I have for you today for this market watch. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.